Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're unpacking some really fascinating sources. We're looking at personalized career guidance, specifically for those identified as a Jia Wood Day Master in, systems like Bazi.
Right, these ancient Chinese metaphysical frameworks.
Exactly. So if you're maybe new to this, the Jia Wood Day Master, that's like your core self-element, based on your birth details.
Yeah, think of it like a fundamental archetype, an energetic signature.
Okay. And these sources, they describe this Jia Wood spirit as a great tree, upright, unyielding.
Deep roots.
Deep roots, yeah, and always reaching for the sun. So our mission today is sort of uncovering where this spirit can really plant itself and, flourish professionally.
And what's really insightful, I think, is how these sources define that core essence. You, as a Jia Wood Day Master, are often likened to a towering oak.
A towering oak, I like that.
Yeah, it embodies an immense strength and principle. So at your core, you're likely righteous, principled, guided by a strong moral compass.
So pretty direct, honest.
Very direct, honest, inherently fair. And that comes with this incredible resilience, too.
Okay.
You've got immense willpower. People probably see you as a pillar of strength. And like a tree adding rings each year, you're a lifelong learner.
Always growing, absorbing knowledge.
Exactly. Huge capacity for it. Constantly expanding your understanding. And all this, the strength, the reliability, it often makes you a natural leader, someone who can guide others.
It paints a really powerful picture, inherent strength, a real sense of purpose.
It is, and it's more than just personality traits. These are seen as energetic signatures. If you understand them, they can really guide your path.
Okay, but what if a listener who identifies as Jia Wood feels stuck, like that mighty oak you mentioned, but trying to grow in, barren soil?
That's a great question.
Do these sources address maybe the hidden pitfalls?
Yeah.
The challenges that might hold back this majestic spirit?
Oh, absolutely. The mighty tree, well, it has to be mindful of its own nature, right? That immense strength. Sometimes it can manifest as inflexibility.
Ah, okay. Resistance to change.
Yes, but here's the critical insight. For Jia Wood, resisting change isn't just, being stubborn for the sake of it.
Right.
It often comes from a deep-seated need for stability and maybe a principled aversion to things that feel unrooted or unethical.
So the wisdom isn't saying change who you are fundamentally.
Not at all. It's more like seek roles where your principled steadfastness is actually an asset, rather than fields that demand constant, maybe superficial pivots. Just acknowledging that inherent need for stability, that's really the first step toward mastery.
That's a really crucial distinction. Understanding your design, not fighting it. Okay, so with that self-awareness, where do these sources suggest Jia Wood can genuinely thrive? What kind of professional soil, to use your analogy, nurtures this rooted essence?
Well, the sources point to quite a few paths where that discipline, that ethical strength, and maybe that desire to nurture others can really shine.
Like what? Give us some examples.
Think about roles in, say, education or healthcare, maybe nonprofit work. Places where fostering growth and stability is key.
Okay, that makes sense.
Or maybe fields like law or architecture, even environmental science. Things where your principled nature and your desire for long-term impact are really valued.
Right, building something lasting.
Exactly. But even a non-conforming side can find its place, maybe in areas needing ethical leadership, sustainable development perhaps, or research that demands that kind of unwavering dedication.
That really highlights how holistic this guidance aims to be. It's not just a job title.
Yeah.
So when the wisdom talks about building unique value, how does that connect specifically to Jia Wood traits, beyond just, standard piece advice?
Yeah, if we connect this back to the bigger picture, it's really about seeking balance, always.
About.
Even the strongest tree faces storms, right? And the sources offer some powerful advice for navigating those potential challenges, like practicing flexibility.
Learning to bend so you do not break, as the saying goes.
Precisely that. But it's not about compromising your core principles. It's more about finding adaptable methods to uphold them.
Okay. What else?
Cultivating humility is huge. Really listening to others' counsel, being open to different perspectives, especially to counter any tendency towards maybe overconfidence in your own path.
That rigidity we talked about earlier.
Exactly. And if you face rivalry, the wisdom suggests focusing less on direct confrontation and more on collaboration or creating unique value, something that can't be easily replicated.
Like the unique shade and fruit from that deeply rooted tree you mentioned.
You got it. Something no sapling can match yet.
So it really comes down to understanding yourself so profoundly that you can navigate challenges with grace and build something truly enduring.
That's the core of it.
Which brings us back to you, the listener. What does it mean for you to walk your path with confidence and wisdom? Building a legacy as enduring as the great tree you are, by understanding the elements that shape your destiny.